Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admins who received this message. The message, it reads like this. It was the 5th of March this year. I remember that it was on a sunny Tuesday afternoon here in my neighborhood where we are staying. We do stay in Sandton in Johannesburg. So my father's Mercedes-Benz S-Class was parked in the garage. When I was looking at it, I said that this car is really beautiful. But there was something on that day that made me to keep on looking at the car. So my father's car, it is black. It is a black S580, brand new with tinted windows and custom black rims. A real beauty, honestly. One of those cars that just scream wealth. My dad is a successful, like they call them, a tenderpreneur, but I tend to disagree with the term tenderpreneur because my dad is a hard worker. He barely sleeps, especially when he is bidding for the tenders. My dad is someone who really love to wear your designer suits, always want to be the center of attention at family gatherings, wherever. And I used to admire my dad. I used to be proud of his achievements, or so I thought. On that day when I was looking at the car, it suddenly changed color from black to light blue. So I was like, wait a minute, what's happening here? I thought that maybe I was not feeling okay, or maybe I was hallucinating, but I'm someone who does not drink. I only drink on occasion, like on special occasions. So when I kept on looking at this snake, it was changing its color. Then I continued with my business. Then there was this other day, I came home earlier than expected from my university classes at Verts. I noticed that the garage was slightly open and I could see the lights were on inside. I didn't think much of it because we have like security, like tight security at our place. My father is always tinkering with his cars, checking up on them, but as I approached, I heard strange sounds. This was like a snake that was hissing, like there is no other sound than the sound of a hissing snake. I kept on hearing that hissing snake, so I thought that maybe I was imagining things. I pushed the garage door, opened it further. That was when I saw it. But before I had gone into the garage, I was thinking that maybe is it one of my auntie? Because growing up, we have always been told that my auntie, she's like a witch. So I was like, maybe she's the one who is bewitching me now. So I was even scared, thinking that later on, I have to tell my mom about all these spiritual encounters that I was having of hearing voices in my head. That was when I saw it. There was a python, a massive, thick python. It was curled up in the passenger seat of my father's Mercedes. But that was not the strangest part. The python was vomiting. Yes, actually vomiting bundles of money onto the floor. When I saw everything that I saw, my mind went blank. I could not believe my eyes. Money was everywhere. Money was piling up. Money was in the car, outside. It looked like a scene from a horror movie. I froze, staring at the snake and the money, like my heart was totally pounding and I could barely breathe. Already I am someone who is asthmatic and I did not feel okay at that time. As I stood there in shock, I had remembering some of these stories, like my mom was the one who used to accuse my auntie as someone who had a tokology. Each and every time when she would speak about auntie, it was always something that was negative, never anything that was nice. But here the snake was at our home, even though she had once told us that our auntie has a snake that vomits money. But I never believed her. But standing there, watching that snake produce endless amounts of cash, I knew that it was true. My father had made a pact, a dangerous one. He had done these rituals. So that was when I thought that maybe it was far much better that I confront my father. Later that evening, I waited for my father to come back home. He walked in as if it was just another day. I totally confronted him, telling him what I had seen. At first, he tried to deny it, but when he saw that I was serious, he broke down. He admitted that he had been using these Ukuthwala rituals to secure our family's wealth, saying that hard work does not pay. Where have you ever heard that someone got rich by hard work? Only if you work smart, he said. That is when you can get wealthy. He told me that he had made a deal with a Sangoma, and as part of the ritual, the python is the one that will be in his car, always staying in the car wherever he goes to. This snake, he said, follows him. Later on, when he is in his hotel room, that is when the snake will appear to him. He even told me some things that as a daughter you are not supposed to hear your father telling you things like that, but he said that he had to get into detail so that I can understand. Brother Nashi, I looked at my father and I wanted to cry. I felt sorry for him, knowing that as a man who grew up in a very poor neighborhood and in a very poor family, he made some tough decisions to end up taking such a snake that vomits money so that he can secure a better life for me and my siblings, my father and my mother. That was when they gave me some charms and they told me that I was supposed to mix these charms in a cup full of water. So I did that. After I was done, then my mom said, follow me. I then went with my mom to the bathroom. That was when my mom said, you need to take the water and wipe your face. So I took the water and I wiped my face. From there on, that was when I started to cry. I cried so hard. It was because I was even feeling more sad for my father, and even telling myself that my father, what he did, it was something that was right, because if he had not done those rituals, does it mean that I'll be staying in the location struggling like most families they are right now? And I started to appreciate everything that my father had done for his family, giving us such a beautiful life. But now when I see my father and my father's car, I can't even shake the image of that snake vomiting the money. So my father's wealth, the luxuries, the comfortable that we get, it all comes from that python. I guess that each and every family has its own dark secret. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admins who received this message. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Yo.